coach told me I can never miss a Monday. Hey, look, it's never miss a Monday. Hey, look, it's never miss a Monday. Hey, look, it's never miss a Monday. Coach told me I can never miss a Monday. Hey, look, it's never miss a Monday. Hey, look, it's never miss a Monday. Wine on Saturday, wine on Sunday. But coach told me I can never miss a Monday. DJ Truth.
Good evening. Welcome to the Monday Night Live Real Estate Call-In Show with Coach Mike. I'm your host, Rick Davis. If you don't follow me on Instagram, I invite you to do so at Prime Real Estate Rick. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in residential or commercial real estate anywhere in the great state of Texas, but especially here in our lovely city of Houston, I urge you to reach out to me directly on Instagram at Prime Real Estate Rick. It's an honor and a pleasure to be here with you this Monday, just like it is every Monday evening here in the 7 o'clock hour on the Monday Night Live Real Estate Call-In Show. I thank everyone in the audience for tuning in, and I invite you all, get involved in tonight's show. Take your smartphone and record yourself asking Coach Mike a relevant real estate question. Submit it to the Monday Night Live Real Estate Call-In Show line that you see on the screen, and our super producer, Jay Joseph, may very well choose your question to be answered on tonight's episode by Coach Mike. I want to thank you all, and I want to take this time to introduce my co-host. He is not only a highly successful real estate broker, but he is also the co-founder of Brooks & Davis Real Estate Firm. I want to thank him for carving some time out of his busy schedule, and I'd like to introduce to our audience. You may know him as Coach Mike, but we know him as Mr. Michael G. Davis. How you doing, brother?
What's up, man? Excited, super excited about another Monday to jump into Monday Night Live, answer some questions, engage with the people. Man, just so happy to be here, man.
Coach Mike, what kind of feedback have you received in regards to last week's episode of Monday Night Live? Because I've been getting such positive feedback. It seems like the interaction and the question that you had a chance to answer last week just touched members of our audience on so many different levels. And I'm always curious to know, what type of feedback or communication do you get throughout the week after we record the Monday Night Live shows?
I mean, I just get a lot of, pats on the back, people just saying the content is right on point. It's relatable, it's relevant to some of the challenges that they're having in their business. And, it's one thing to have access to someone that'll answer the phone and answer your question. Basic questions like the ones that we take care of on Mondays. But unfortunately, many realtors, many agents, they don't have anybody to ask those questions to. So, the opportunity to do what we do on Monday, Rick, it's great. And we get that kind of feedback and engagement as we continue through the week, as people are watching the videos and learning what we have to share during that time. So
I think what makes the content on this show so relevant is that you on a regular basis are still out there interacting with agents, still having marketing events that you head up and lead. So what's been going on this past weekend in the world of Coach Mike and last week in the world of Brooks & Davis Real Estate Firm?
No, great question, Rick. As always, we're going to stay very, very active in our marketplace. We feel like it's necessary for us to be out there. Like, we feel like we bring a lot of value to the marketplace. So, last week we continued that, right? We have our B&D TV weekly lineup of our Real to Life podcast. Obviously, our Monday Night Live is a part of that. So we had a great guest, Ms. Joy Martin Richardson. She's one of our newest realtors. She's licensed in Texas and Louisiana. And we talked a lot about just her passions when it came to elements outside of real estate, her desire to help in the community, and how she blends that together with her real estate business to help her be successful. So we looked at that, mastermind through tough times. We talked about laws as it related to bulletproof proof cars. So you know how it is, very lighthearted show. We just come together as a family with my co-host Margaret and our super producer Jay Joseph. So we did that. We had two phenomenal trainings. One, we brought in Keith Lemons with Cornerstone Lending, and he talked about programs that they had that could save buyer clients, that could save realtors, clients that are buyers, so much money as it related to their home buying process. And you and I both know that's very important with the housing prices moving the way that they're moving, with the interest rates moving the way that they're moving, to have a program that a new buyer could tap into to really mitigate some of those costs is just outstanding. So we had Keith talk to us about that. And then we brought in Jen and Valerie with the owner finance company, just another option for buyers that can't fit in that traditional box of lending, going to a bank, going to a mortgage broker. Just another option, finance option for them to still be able to purchase a home in this very competitive market. So they came in and they spoke about their program. So jam-packed week, very, very informative, resourceful week. The great thing, number one, you don't have to be a realtor at Brooks and Davis to attend our stuff. Number two, you can go to our YouTube channel and see all of the recordings of events that we've done in the past. Matter of fact, Rick, I was looking at one today that we did about a month ago because I wasn't able to attend it. So just having that tool and resource, our YouTube channel like that, just one other value add that we have to give to our market.
No, and I commend you so much for what you're doing, Coach Mike, because you provide not only insight, but education as far as how real estate professionals in this market can continue to service those clients out there that need help, that need someone with a real estate acumen to help guide their purchasing and investing decisions. And with the market moving as quickly as it is now, I would like for all real estate professionals to go out, spend some time on BND TV, go and look at those old trainings, because everyone is going to need that information on not only how to better service those possible clients out there, but as there are more non-traditional means that people are going towards to try to secure and purchase properties, you need to educate yourself so that you aren't just the typical agent. You're at the forefront of all relevant information, all relevant loan programs that's out there in the industry. So, Coach Mike, I want to commend you for everything that you're doing because it's so important.
No, I definitely appreciate that, Prime Real Estate, Rick. Just to echo what you're saying, it's very challenging market, and you have to be as skilled as you can to go out there and attack it and approach it. So, yes, as a company, with what we're tapped into and with my knowledge base, we're going to do our part to continue to give the marketplace these resources, this knowledge in such a way to where they can digest it and utilize it for the betterment of their own business.
Absolutely, Coach Mike. And this is just a natural segue to some of the questions we've received via the text line from real estate professionals all over the city of Houston and the state of Texas. These questions today are so important because it speaks to exactly what you're talking about, Coach. How to add more tools to your tool belt so that you can better serve the real estate community at large. So if you're ready, man, I want to get started with text question number one, Coach.
Man, let's jump right into it, Rick. Can't wait.
Let's see what we got going. Coach Mike, how do you get new construction communities to give you their closeout listings?
Okay. How do you get them to give them? Okay, so here's the thing, Rick. Mm-hmm. First of all, that comes with relationships, period. Mm-hmm. You're not just going to walk into a new home community and just feel like they're going to give you a listing, right? I mean, this is their business, right? This is how they make money. This is how they pay their employees. This is how they take care of their family. They got to sell units. So they don't know you. Why would they give you the opportunity to exclusively take this property and market it? Why would they do that, right? They're not going to do it. But yet so many realtors, that's how they approach these new home communities. First of all, 9 times out of 10, you're not even going to be in contact with the decision maker that makes that decision. You're not even probably going to be in contact with that person. More than likely, you're going to be in contact with the sales counselor, right? Mm-hmm. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to mobilize that sales counselor to go be an advocate for you on your behalf to be able to have more, we'll say, have more autonomy as it relates to their listings, right? So again, so that requires a relationship. That requires you going to identifying what community that you want to stick your roots in, right?
Mm-hmm.
And going to that community 1 to 2 times a week, right? Visiting with that sales counselor, being seen, being visible, being of service, right? There are many times where the sales counselor gets overwhelmed. Rick, you know this. You were in new home sales. You'll be in that model home, and you have multiple people come in at once. And if you had an extra body there to just kind of manage the flow, it was an asset, right? So if your end goal is, I want to be able to list some of the builders' homes, and I want to possibly get exclusive rights to listing these properties, then you got to work your way through that system, through that ecosystem. And it starts with that sales counselor. It starts with being available. It starts with your understanding of that community. 1 to 2 times you need to be there. And Rick, guess what? It also starts with you marketing their product without having exclusivity, right? Taking the products that they have for sale, the homes that they have for sale, and then you begin going out and using them to obtain a buyer without any exclusivity, without any protection around that unit being available by the time you bring the buyer to them. You go out there and you take that builder's product, you go be an ambassador for that builder, and you go put yourself in a position where you can obtain a buyer client for their product. Because the easiest way to get them to allow you to have exclusivity is for you to walk in that meeting whenever that meeting presents itself, and you have a list of how many properties that you've already sold, that you were on the buyer side, that you already brought to the community. Now they're ready to listen, right? Because now you're moving units, and that's what they care about, your ability to be able to move units. So to the question, how do you get them to give you? They're not going to give you nothing. You got to earn the right to go and push and move and help that builder's bottom line by moving units for them.
No, I agree totally, Coach Mike. And for those in the audience that are curious as far as getting involved in this way with new home communities, it's exactly like you mentioned. You have to set roots in the community, show your face once or twice a week. And the question may be, well, Coach Mike, what is it that I can do if I'm showing up to the same community once or twice every week? And it just speaks to what you've talked about in the past on past episodes. It's that relationship currency. You can stop by, shoot pictures, shoot video. You can spotlight inventory homes that are on the market. You can spotlight home sites that will become available. And especially with the power of social media, not only that salesperson, but those leaders in that corporation will also notice who's marketing their properties, who's bringing in buyer clients. And those are the agents who they would like to give exclusivity to, because you've proven that not only do you have the know-how, but you can put systems in place to move and sell properties on a regular basis. So from that standpoint, I urge everyone in the audience, heed Coach Mike's advice. Add these tools to your tool belt. And if this isn't enough for you, reach out to Coach Mike. Schedule a personal consultation. Go to BND TV, because these are the type of things that we talk about on a regular basis, because there's no other currency like relationship currency, especially in the real estate business.
And you know, Rick, I give that advice, just that simple technique. I give it out all the time, and people don't do it. And for me, in my opinion, it's the easiest thing that you can do. Just set out some time twice a week, identify you a builder community, and just go to that community twice a week. And, you know, you gave some great specific items that people could do when they go out there. You gave great items. Because in reality, and again, Rick, you were in new home sales. Yeah. You know, thinking about the mind of the sales counselor. You come one time, that sales counselor is like, seen that before, never gonna see them again. It's just a one-off, right? They're not gonna take you seriously that you're trying to build a footprint in the community until they've seen you at least 6 or 7 times. Yes. Right? It's gonna require that for them to even begin to pay attention, to take seriously that what you're saying and what you're trying to do is legit. So most of them, Rick, they may go once, they may go twice, but then that's it. And then they're wondering why their business isn't taking off. It's because you gotta stay with that thing, man. At least 6 months. You gotta commit. 6 months. Do it twice a week. No matter what. No matter what you're thinking. Continue to show up. And I'm more than confident. After that 6 month period, when you assess things, you'll be well pleased with the results that you're.
I agree totally, Coach Mike, man. And it's just that this is what really fills my soul and my spirit when we do Monday Night Live, is because I'm sure there are so many agents, new agents, when they go on the MLS, they see new home communities, they see new construction, they see these listings, and they'll see a singular agent with several listings. The question they always ask themselves is, how? But to your point, you never understand how long it took to establish that type of relationship in those types of communities. So I urge everyone in the audience, get started today. If not today, tonight, tomorrow, Coach Mike's advice once or twice a week, man. Let's get out there and get active, Coach, man. This is outstanding, Coach. Yeah, we could talk about this all night, but we got another question lined up from the text line, Coach, that I'm just excited to hear your thoughts when it comes to the question that we have on deck. So if you're ready, Coach, I want to fire another one at you.
Let's do it, man. Rapid fire. Let's go.
Coach Mike, what is the industry standard for mentor/coaching commission splits with their mentees?
Okay. What is the industry standard for mentor/coaching commission splits with their mentees?
First thing first, Coach Mike, for those in the audience that aren't quite familiar with commission splits, mentor-mentee relationships, just give them a quick synopsis of what that question pertains to.
Okay, so, and that's why, I was going to kind of unpackage the question a little bit so I can kind of get clear on what they're asking. Okay. I think what they're asking is an agent who has a mentor or a coach, and then them splitting, I guess, their portion of the commission with that mentor and that coach for helping. Right. I guess this is in addition to whatever split that agent has with the broker. Right. So you got the commission, then that agent has a particular split with them and their broker, right? And then out of that split for the agent, they have a split with the coach or the mentor that's helping them. Right. And I guess they're asking me, what's the industry standard as it relates to that split? All right. So hopefully that's what they're asking, because that's the question I'm answering, Rick.
Right.
All right. First thing I want to say is that there is not an industry standard, right? It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that mentoring, coaching is not a standard in our industry. That's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. It's not a standard in our industry. I feel as critical as it is, in my belief, as critical as coaching is, though, and as critical as mentoring is, especially for new agents starting out, it's unbelievable that it's not a standard when it comes to that. All right. Now, with that being said, what I've seen, Rick, is that those companies that do have a mentor or a coaching setup, I have seen that there is a percentage that the new agent pays. So meaning if they're on a 70-30 split with the broker, meaning 70% to them, 30% to the broker, I've seen 10, 20%, out of their commission that will be paid to that mentor, which, takes them to a 50% split after it's all said and done, a 50% to them, right? If they're 70%, 30% goes to the broker, and then another 20% goes to the mentor, then they're taking home 50%. Right? I've seen that. I've actually seen more than that, where that agent may be on 50-50 split and they giving 10% to the mentee. So now they're walking away with 40% or sometimes 30%. Like I've seen that as well. I know with us specifically, we don't take away from the agents split, right? We actually, the company actually covers the mentor and the company actually covers the coach, right?
Mm-hmm.
So whatever the agent split is, that's their split, and the company is covering that support that the agents receive. And I just feel like that makes sense. Like, why would the agent pay for support? Like, they should already be getting that by
Right.
trying to know with the broker. They should be getting that already. So why would they be paying extra? I have seen some models, Rick, where it's not a commission split at all, right? That agent has it split, but for them to get a coach, they have to pay a monthly fee, and that can look like, and to go from group coaching, one-on-one coaching, and that thing can look from $100-$200 a month to $500-$700 a month for one-on-one, even up to $1,000. I know one company charges $1,000 a month for one-on-one coaching. It has nothing to do with the level of expertise or the amount of transactions that the agent is doing, right? If I'm getting into this business and I haven't done any transactions, I don't understand how it works. Hell, if I had $1,000 a month to pay somebody to teach me, look, I don't need to be doing this. Like, whatever was putting me in a position where I got that extra $1,000, I need to do that.
Exactly.
So these are things that people should want to consider when they're looking at that right here. I mean, just our approach to it, Rick, is that especially a brand new agent, you need a coach, you need a mentor, you need training, you need guidance, you need encouragement, you need tools, you need resources, you need inspiration, you need your handheld. Like, you need multiple layers around you if you're going to be successful. And I truly believe how you start, this is one of those businesses that how you start is going to really dictate where you end up as it relates to you being successful in this business. I do believe that.
Absolutely. I agree with you totally. And the great thing about the mentor coaching program at Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm is exactly what you mentioned. And I want to make sure everyone in the audience can take in what you mentioned at Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm. As a mentee or a new agent, the cost of coaching and mentorship does not come out of your commission. Right. That is something that at Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm on a corporate level, that is something that is part of the value added that Coach Mike and Mr. Brooks add to the Brooks and Davis Real Estate Family and Education and Mentorship Program, to make sure everyone has every opportunity to advance their career as quickly as they would like without feeling like they're paying for that out of their take-home commission. So I can understand why you would do that, Coach Mike, and I don't understand why all real estate brokerages don't operate in the same fashion.
You know what, Rick? I don't understand either why they don't, but I know that they don't, and that's okay. But there is an option out here for agents that, know that they need it. We're here, right? There's no need to second guess it. We're here, we're available, we're accessible, we're looking to grow. Hey, let's make it happen. I say this all the time, Rick. Now, for our agents, and we're like any other brokerage firm, not all agents stay with us. Hell, Rick, I had one leave today, right? This is what I know, though. This is when I know an agent's going to leave or stay. If they're not, with all the support that we provide, if they're not engaged and if they're not taking action, then they're not going to stay. Because without an agent taking action with the support and things that we provide, without them taking action, then we technically are not providing any value to them.
Right.
Right. And guess what? It's out of my control. I'm a big believer of controlling what I can control and managing the variables. I'm a big believer of that. And I can't control an agent taking action. I can't control that. But I can control providing as much support as possible, right? And then whether an agent is taking advantage of it or not, the one thing I can manage as it comes to that is persuasion, right? Influence, leveraging things to encourage, I can do that, but I can't control them taking action. And I don't have any problems admitting it.
No, absolutely, Coach Mike. And I'm sure all the members at Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm that are flourishing can speak towards that point. And the thing that you haven't mentioned is how many agents have left Brooks and Davis, gone out to other brokerages, and have returned with the experience of working outside the Brooks and Davis family. So that's something else that I think members of our audience need to be aware of as well. Man, Coach Mike, man, we work so much not only with tenured real estate agents with experience, but also new real estate agents, but also most importantly, we have an affiliate program at Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm for those that are currently studying towards being licensed or are thinking about enrolling in real estate school. And this final question from the text line, Coach, is something that I think those in the affiliate family and those that are thinking about getting involved in real estate, I think this question will be something that they would be most interested in. So if you have a second, Coach Mike, I got this question from the text line that I think you'll be really interested in hearing.
No, I would love to answer something that may be relative to our real estate student affiliate members. So let's go with it.
Let's see what we got going for you, Coach. Coach Mike, do you have any recommendations on studying for the real estate exam?
Wow. Okay. Now that is a phenomenal question. And it's a very pointed question. I think I'm glad that person asked that question. Because I do feel like people are haphazard on their approach to the exam.
Right.
This is the base that I come from when it comes to the real estate exam. All right. Through the, Texas's requirements if not the most strenuous when it comes to getting your real estate license, with the amount of hours that are required, the amount of classes that are required. So, with the real estate schools, with the test prep classes, right, with the resources and the tools that are available and accessible, my thought is by the time a person is about to take the exam, as it relates to the amount of information that they have more than enough information to be able to pass the exam. That the information is there. It's in their brain, ready to go. If they take the classes, if they take advantage of the test prep classes, if they do the mock exams and all that stuff, they ready to go, right? Now, what I believe is a lot of people's problems who are having a challenge with the exam. Number one, a lot of them psych themselves out before they even started by saying, I'm not a good test taker. Rick, when did you decide that you were not a good test taker? When did you decide that? Right? What are the parameters that one must look at that determines a good test taker versus a bad test taker? Like, where is this coming from? So a lot of people, they psych themselves, they make it harder for themselves with the mindset that they're approaching. I'm not a good test taker. I'm not a good test taker. Okay. So that's rule number. That's the first recommendation. Don't tell yourself you're not a good test taker. Like positive self-talk is key in success, right? So how you talk to yourself is important. So don't say that. That's number one. Number two thing, I think a lot of people that are having challenges with the test is because they're too wound up. They're too anxious, right? They're not going in with a level of confidence, right? My belief is if you're in a good state emotionally, physically, right? You're not tired, right? You're not depressed, right? You're filled with positive emotions. So you're in a good physical and mental state, emotional state. And if you're very confident that, hey, this is done. I'm one hit. Boom, we going in here, we knocking it out, right? Even if you don't pass the first time, it don't matter, man. Let me go ahead and get re-signed up. Boom, let's get it done, right? If you're in peak emotional, mental, physical state, and you have maximum confidence, you'll pass the exam with flying colors, no problems. Even if it take you more than one time, you're going to definitely get it done within 3 times, right? If you go in there. Most people, that's not what they do, right? A lot of people, they study all the way up until the test time, right? So you ain't gave no time for your brain to relax and your body to relax. They do that. Or they have all this exterior stuff going on in their lives. So in addition to taking themselves into the test exam destination, they're taking all this baggage in there with them. So they don't have a clear mind. Makes it difficult for them to access the information. So the information is there. People are not failing the exam because they don't know enough. They're failing it because of these other intangibles. And here's the crazy thing, Rick, they don't realize it. So what they do is when they don't go past the exam, what's the first thing they're going to do? Go study some more. That ain't
right, exactly.
Right? The first thing they go do, I need to study some more. And then they prolong it. So they say, okay, well, instead of going, turning around and rescheduling the exam and going back in there to take it, oh, I need to study more. So now it's been 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks since they last took the exam. So now they begin procrastinating. Now it just turns into this spiral of now they self-doubt. Now they're, confidence is waning. And is this really for me? Like they go into all of this when at the end of the day, peak state, emotionally, physically, mentally, it ain't got nothing to do with the amount of information in your head. You know enough, which I know through the process that Texas has you go through. You know enough. You just need to relax and be confident and go in there and take it on, man. So I feel like those are the most critical recommendations that I would have for anybody is exactly what I said. I say the same thing to my real estate student affiliate. I see it all day. People psych themselves out.
Yes.
I mean, I've seen hundreds of people, and I have more confidence in them than they have in themselves. And they're the ones that's taking the classes. They're the ones that's passed the classes and passed the tests and passed the mock exams and passed they're the ones that did it. And I got more confidence in them than they do. They psych themselves out.
It's amazing, Coach Mike. There's so many times, especially at Brooks and Davis, where we host study halls and opportunities for those who are studying for the exam to network and meet other people who are studying for the exam at the same time. The reason I urge everyone in the audience to take advantage of those opportunities is because it alleviates a lot of anxiety. You're able to bounce questions off other people who are currently studying the same material. And you'll be surprised, Coach Mike, how we'll go through classes, we'll go through study halls, but meeting someone else who's a student may be able to unlock an idea that you may have been cloudy about and couldn't grasp totally. So that's why we urge everyone to get involved at Brooks and Davis TV, get involved with Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm, and take advantage of everything that we provide on a weekly basis. And Coach Mike, with that being a segue, could you just share with our audience what's planned for this week on BND TV? What type of activities you have planned at Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm this week?
Absolutely. No, I'm glad you brought that up because, this week we're actually doing a study hall. Like I'm going to go into a little bit more detail as I go through our list. But tomorrow we got 2 more shows that's in the BND TV weekly lineup. We're doing a Real to Life podcast interview, a phenomenal agent, Miss Kenyelle Thomas, realtor plus vending entrepreneur. So great to looking really forward to hear about that and her and how she's approached the vending side of things in addition to real estate. Also our mastermind through tough times. So the Real to Life podcast is every Tuesday, 12:30. Mastermind through tough times every Tuesday at 2:30. Both of these we go live on the Facebook channel. A Facebook page, as well as our Success in Real Estate YouTube channel. So Mastermind Through Tough Times, lighthearted show. My co-host Margaret Harrison, and our super producer Jay Joseph. Real estate professionals talking about randomness. Our random topic for tomorrow is breaking out of prison, the new escape room game. So you guys jump on with us tomorrow so you can find out what that's all about, what that title's all about.
Oh my goodness.
We're also doing an open house so we have what's called mastermind series, Rick. And our mastermind series on this Wednesday for this week is going to be on open houses. So we got a panel of experts within the company that have some that are very, very versed in open houses, as well as we have new agents that did their very first open house. So you're able to hear a multitude of people's experiences to learn about the do's and don'ts when it comes to hosting open houses, learning how to build your pipeline through open houses, as well as tips and best practices from top producers. So that's going to be on Wednesday at 12 o'clock. We're also going to be doing around that same time, our intern appreciation. So the school semester is coming to an end. We have relationships with HCC and Sanjak. So we had 4 great interns this year. So we want to appreciate them. So we're going to be doing that on Wednesday as well. And then also we're doing our new member orientation. We do that twice a month, the first and the third Wednesday of the month. And the reason we're committed to the orientation is because, Rick, whenever you join something new, that first part, you don't really know nobody. You don't know what's going on. You kind of feel alone and lost. So we want to avoid all of that. So that's why we really encourage our new agents to come to orientation so we can get you set up. So that's going to be this Wednesday at 2 o'clock. And then to study hall, which what you spoke about earlier, that's another one of those things that we do twice a month. For our real estate student affiliate members, these are individuals that are in the process of getting their license. They're in multiple stages. Some they're at the very beginning. You at least have to be enrolled in at least one class. They're at the very beginning. Some they're just needing to take the exam. So and they're everywhere in between. We actually brought on 2 new members. Super excited about this, Rick. Dion Collier, she's our head of agent development. I still work with, obviously I work with everything as it relates with the company, but that's really under her leadership. But we have 2 new agents, Mr. Rashad Garrett and Miss Tashana Thompson. Tashana passed the exam. The way she talked about how the exam wasn't nothing, she's like,
right.
She was like, this thing was so easy to me. Even when she was talking, Rick, I was looking at her like, bro, like I got engineering degree, honors engineering, and the real estate exam kicked my butt. I passed it the first time.
Right.
She was like, man, it wasn't nothing. I was like, wow, okay. And then Rashad Garrett, his background is in education. He's another one of those, didn't really have issues when it came to the exam. And both of them had a heart and a desire to want to help others pass the exam. So we brought them on the affiliate team. They're going to be the ones actually building curriculum and facilitating the study halls as well. They can better speak, right? Because I've been 18 years since I took the exam, since, you know what I'm saying? And Dion, 16 years. So, to hear their voice, like the people now need to really hear their voice and see that confidence and be able to relate to their journey so they can feel more comfortable believing that they can do it too. So we're super excited to have those individuals getting involved with the real estate student affiliate program, with the study halls. Super excited about that. But in addition to our real estate student affiliate members, the study hall is also a great opportunity for our new agents, right? If you're brand new, it's a great way to tap into, I'm on the study halls, Dion's on the study hall. So that knowledge base, you're able to engage, learning the basics of real estate. I do a lot of that. I deal with some of that in our coaching, but even outside of the one-on-one coaching, you're able to access when you have questions around, like just today, I had a dialogue with a new agent just as it related to CMAs and what's the difference between a CMA and comparables and, market analysis. Like what's the difference between all of them? That's the kind of stuff that we discuss that people can ask questions during our study halls. And then our dual career agents, those agents that 9 to 5, they're not available. Like a lot of our activities we do during the day. because they are geared towards somebody that's full-time in this business. But our study halls is one of those events that's specifically available for our part-time or dual career agents to tap into after hours and still get that guidance to help them move their real estate business forward. So this Thursday, we're doing a study hall at 6:00 as well. And then finally on Saturday, we're doing our pre-home buyer session. Pre-home buyer session is an opportunity. We do it once a month. We don't want people to give up on their dream of home ownership. It's a very valuable session where people are able to hear from the real estate professional to see where the realtor fits in the process. They're able to hear from the credit expert that talks about debt elimination. They're able to hear from the mortgage person to demystify. There's a lot of myths in our marketplace. They're able to demystify those myths when it comes to financing. So they're able to hear that. They're also able to hear about these non-traditional methods that are accessible. A lot of people feel like you got to fit this single profile if you're going to buy a house. And if you don't fit this profile, this box, then you can't. And that's so far from the truth. It's so many non-traditional ways that people are getting in a position where they can own a home. So at our pre-home buyer sessions, you're able to hear about those things. And we're going to ensure that when you leave, when you walk out of the event, that you're going to know your exact next step that puts you in a position to buy a house. What's special about this one, Rick, is we're going to be doing this one in person and virtual. All the ones previously have been in person. So we are going to be doing this one virtually as well. So people have an opportunity to either come to the corporate office or log on via Zoom. So that's going to be this Saturday at 11:00. So yeah, jam-packed. We really want our agents. We're really going to push this week to encourage our agents to tell as many people that, like, I know my agents are out there engaging and talking to people, and they're talking to people that are perfect attendees for this event. So we really want our agents to go out there, look through their database, think of 4 or 5 or 6 people that they can call and do personal invites. Or we're even doing now, Rick, where they'll give us the name, give us the number, and the office will reach out to the person on your behalf. Make sure they get the information, get registered for the pre-home buyer session so we can get more eyeballs, because the kind of information that we're giving, Rick, is just that valuable that more people need to get access to it. So we're gonna do better about getting more people in the room because the information is just that valuable. But that's this Saturday at 11:00. So yeah, another jam pack. Make sure you go to our website, the events page on the Brooks and Davis on brooksanddavis.com. You can register for all of these events. You can learn more about all of them. Reserve your seat, and we'll go from there.
Oh no, absolutely, man. Get involved, take advantage. For everyone that's going to be out at the Brooks events this week, I also urge you all, if you get a second, stop by the Prime Real Estate Network YouTube channel and check out last week's episode from last Thursday. If you're a real estate professional, you want to learn more about property inspections, and you need a reputable go-to guy as a property inspector, I urge you all to check out last week's episode of the Prime Real Estate Network podcast and meet and interact with Mr. Michael McElroy of MMM Property Inspections. He did an outstanding job of giving you, Mr. Michael G. Davis, a big shout out because you invited him to speak in front of the Brooks and Davis family. So if you are Asian, if you hadn't had an opportunity to hear from Mr. McElroy, stop by the Prime Real Estate Network channel on YouTube, and you'll have an opportunity to engage, meet, and learn more about the property inspection process. Coach Mike, man, every week, brother, man, you outdo yourself, man. You're doing an outstanding job of just feeding the real estate community with relevant real estate education every Monday night. And for that, we thank you. Is there any final words you have for our audience before we sign out this week from the Monday Night Live Real Estate Call-In Show, Coach?
No, you know what? I think I gave them a lot today to chew on. So no, man, we're good to go.
Absolutely, man. Everyone in the audience, me and Coach Mike both thank you all for tuning into the Monday Night Live Real Estate Call-In Show. If you need anything, Coach Mike and myself are just a text message, inbox, or direct message away. If you would like to schedule a consultation session with Coach Mike, visit our website at brooksanddavis.com. Just like always, until next week on Monday night in the 7 o'clock hour, everyone out there in the audience, please be safe and be blessed.